väkeä alkaa virrata sisään. Katsellaan vähän minkälainen meininki täällä on. Meillä on pari haastattelua tässä. Katsotaan, onko he käynyt täällä aikaisemmin. Jos ovat, niin minkälaista on ollut? Mitä he odottavat tältä tapahtumalta? Olisiko sulla, Empu, jotain?
Eipä mulla kauheasti yhtään mitään.
No, mennään takaisin studioon sitten. Seconds.
Hi, welcome back. I think we have ready an excellent 64K intro that came first last year by Fairlight called Panic Room. It won last year. Fairlight were a bit quiet on the 64K scene for a couple of years, but they came back last year just to knocked everyone's socks off with it, and it's kind of set the benchmark for this year. So we'll have to wait and see what everyone's come up with to beat it.
Even a secret last year that they didn't tell anybody they made a 64K.
Yeah, including me.
Yeah, you didn't even know about it.
Yeah, I should point out I was actually I was in the compost studio with a bit of paper, and I went to the organiser and said, "Can I have a list of all the demos that are on, so I know what I'm talking about?" And they'd cut it out. And Smash had been telling me, "Oh yeah, we're going to do a demo. Oh, we didn't manage to finish. Never mind." And he was just there getting plastered. But he agreed to go on the show, and then basically turned up as a right mess. And oh, by the way, that demo was by me. So everyone's saying, "Oh no, this is an extra special demo which you're not allowed to know about." Thanks, guys. Hopefully that won't be happening to me again this year. But anyway, we should be able to go to that demo now, can we? Okay, we can. So, this coming up, it's Panic Room by Fairlight.
I shouldn't have left you to cover all the beats I've been through. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you to cover all the beats I've been through. Time's up. I shouldn't have left you to cover all the beats I've been through. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you to cover all the beats I've been through. Time's up. I shouldn't have left you to cover all the beats I've been through. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you to cover all the beats I've been through. Time's up. I shouldn't have left you.
Okay.
Oh, welcome back. There's excellent stuff from Fairlight. Now we've got some more interviews coming up, so over to you, Sanna.
Okay. Eli siirrytään takaisin tonne vastausoville ja siellä Nooralla ja Emilialla on haastattelu.
Heipä hei täältä Areenatasosta. Ollaan löydetty yksi kävijä haastateltavaksi. Moi, mikä sun nimi on?
Jenna.
Ootko sä kuinka monetta kertaa Assemblyllä?
Ensimmäinen kerta menossa nytte.
Mitäs sä odotat erityisesti tältä tulevalta viikonlopulta?
No, tarkoituksena ei oikeastaan ollut tulla tänne kun vaan katsomaan noita demoja, kun se kiinnostaa. Et katso nyt mitä sitten innolla odotan.
Selvä pyy. Olisiko jotain, mitä erityisesti toivoisit näkeväsi?
Enpä oikein tiedä, että niin vähän tietää vielä, niin ei osaa sanoa.
Entäs ajattelitko seurata AssemblyTV:n lähetystä?
Kyllä sitä tulee seurattua aika tiiviisti siinä niin porukan kanssa.
Jeps, kiitos tästä.
Well, we've got someone else in the studio now. It is the Radiance garbage truck. If there's a scene event going on, he's somewhere there in the foreground. And you're here to talk about, well, first of all, SceneSat Radio. Or do you want to talk about the scene booth first? It's up to you.
Well, let's talk about the scene.
Bundle it into a whole kind of smorgasbord.
Yeah, we today and this entire weekend, again for the third year, have a demo scene outreach program taking place within Assembly. And folks may say, well, but it's a demo scene party, why would you need to do outreach? Well, the answer is it's such a large party that we actually do need to have places where people that are interested in learning more about the scene can actually come and ask questions. I've been doing this for about 3 years. My Finnish has improved mildly during those 3 years. So there are various other people like GR and Mayor who are helping out, who do speak Finnish, and various other sceners like Preacher and Little Bitchard and so forth will be coming by during the weekend at random times and just visiting. And it's a good place for sceners to hang out as well. We are this year back where we were 2 years ago, right in front of the Lapin Kulta bar thing, in front of the Hesburger pasta
Yeah, it
thing.
looks like some kind of Wild West saloon.
Yes, yeah. And
With
we
people
have
doing
a
Dance Revolution in it.
we have a big SceneSat banner in front of it. Nice segue, eh? The SceneSat thing that I'm also involved with. This is a radio, a demo scene radio. There are many demo scene radios between BitJam Radio and Nectarine, which is now part of the Demo Vibes family. But SceneSat Radio is a radio that we launched last year. Ziff Void and a number of folks involved, partially with previously with Slay Radio, a C64 oriented radio. And what we do with SceneSat is we take the music of the demo scene and the music of folks related to the demo scene. So like various things like the Kavi Collective and Petit and Yoli, and various net labels, Enough Records. And we take those and we put various selections of those into our rotational. Along with that, we have live shows, either from demo parties, which is how I'm really involved. I walk around with a microphone, shove it in people's faces and ask them about the music that they're doing. And sometimes they're nice enough to grant me an interview. There are also live shows that people do where they play music that they've done or that they've arranged. A couple weeks ago, we had a fellow that did a show based on music from Crackdros.
Okay, we'll have to come back to that in a second.
Yes,
We've got
yes.
another interview coming upstairs. More from what's going on in the basement right now. Going to the basement. No?
Me ollaan saatu tänne lisää vieraita kävijähaastatteluun. Eli mikä sun nimi on?
Mikko. Samuli.
Moikka. Sä oot täällä 4. kertaa. ja sä oot ensimmäistä kertaa. No mitä sä odotat näiltä festivaaleilta?
No, paljon pelaamista ja sitten jotain uusia kavereita ehkä. Ja sitten kaikkea näihin osallistuu näihin kaikkiin tapahtumiin, mitä täällä on. Ja mennään raveihin.
Revejä. Mikä on sun lempipeli tai mitä sä pelaat tän?
No, täällä varmaan pelaan Team Fortress 2, ja sitten kaikkea muutakin. Varmaan just CS vähän se tälleen.
Mites sulla? Mikä tulit pelaamaan tänne vai aiot sä osallistua johonkin kompoihin tai?
Joo, pelaamaan ja sitten just näitä demoja kattelemaan. Ne on ollut hienoja, introt, tämmöiset. No, niitä on mukava katsoa ja tietysti pelaan myös. Ja niin, kompoihinkin olisi tarkoitus osallistua.
Mihin kompoihin?
Niihin, no joo, varmaan mennään foodista pelaamaan ja näin. Eihän ne niitä varsinaisia kompoja ole, mutta tapahtumia kuitenkin.
Niin, ulkokompoja. Meillä on myös disketiheittoa ja muut tämmöistä hauskaa, että sinnekin kannattaa tulla, korista löytyy.
Niin, varmaan voisi käydä. Käydään, niin. Mahdollisuuksia on.
Se on kyllä hienoa, että osallistutte tämmöisiin urheilutapahtumiinkin, että ette vaan täällä pyöri sitä 4 päivää. Ajatteko te olla tämän sen 4 päivää täällä vai käyttekö te kotona nukkumassa vai oletteko te täällä koko ajan?
No varmaan sen 4 päivää on itse ainakin. Että en mä varmaan täältä kotiin lähde nyt ainakaan tässä välissä käymään.
Joo, kyllä tavallaan sen 4 päivää putkeen. Nukkumaan on kuitenkin hyvä ja hiljainen, että ei tarvitse kotiin mennä nukkumaan.
Mitä vinkkejä sä antaa tai sun ensikertalaiselle kaverille? Niin onko sulla jotain semmoisia hyviä vinkkejä tai ideoita, mitä täällä kannattaa tehdä tai jättää tekemättä?
Ei, kunhan pitää kivaa.
Aatteko te rakentaa semmoisen mielettömän pöytähässäkän teidän ympärille?
Ei nyt tällä kertaa.
Aikaisempina vuosina on ollut vai?
Vähän semmoista. Tänä vuonna ei ole mitään, ei ole lediä.
No, mutta pitäkää hauska tapahtuma. Pelaakaa kovasti. Mennään katsomaan. Täällä on lisää porukkaa. Oi, melkein kolari. Moikka. Mitäs sulle kuuluu?
No, eipä tässä erikoisia. Just saavuttiin paikalle ja tässä niin turvatarkastuksessa käymään.
Mikä sun nimi on?
Tuomas Tammissa.
Miten sä tulit sä tänne pelaamaan vai viettämään aikaa, tapaamaan kavereita?
Old Schoolin tultiin poikien kanssa, että me ollaan ihan kävijälipuilla tänä vuonna. Et ei ole isoja koneita mukana eikä pöytäpaikkaa.
Oletteko te monta vuotta ollut tänne?
Mä oon ollut 2004 ensimmäisen kerran. Ja silloin oli pöytäkoneet ja sitä ennen en ole käynyt itse Assemblyillä, mutta muilla laneilla on ollut mukana.
Joo. Minkä tyyppisiä esimerkiksi?
No, me järjestetään itekin. Ei olla niin nimit perässä vielä.
No sehän sä. No, mutta pitäkää oikein hauskaa täällä.
Joo, pidetään. Kiitoksia.
Kiitos. Eipä täällä sitten kummosempaa. Täällä on aika kova hilina ja vilinä. Meinaa jäädä näiden tavaroiden alle. Mutta mennäänpä takaisin studioon.
It's good to see people arriving and having their bags checked.
Yeah, that's a first for me. I mean, I've been to many demo parties, but never seen security. Is that really necessary at Assembly here? Is it really like this big and scary? Or?
I don't think we've had any major incidents here in the past, but maybe, I don't know, years. I think somebody once tried to smuggle some beer in once or something. But, that's nasty.
Big
but,
offence, of course.
But the CineSat radio. I mean, it's the demo scene radio. It'll be running on a stream, throughout Assembly. As we know, all the music that's being played on the stream on AssemblyTV is being provided by CineSat radio. I made a cameo appearance on the radio last year. Some might have heard about the Counter-Strike commentary. But yeah, so Truck.
Yes.
Tell us more.
All right. We try to feature a variety of different shows. We have possibly the easiest show to get into is Zipwoid's Cozy Corner, which he plays more softer music and a lot more commercial stuff. We do have a license to play commercial tunes on the radio, although I don't think that we actually will be streaming them to AssemblyTV because I'm not sure their license covers actual television broadcast. So we've taken those out for this weekend. But we have enough music from the demo scene that, of course, is covered by either Creative Commons licenses or free licenses that allow us to broadcast it. We, again, have many different types of shows. Ziphoid's show is very easy to get into, and from there we have other shows. We had a live thermostatic broadcast a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, at the Thermostatic Show in Gothenburg, Sweden. I do shows from various demo parties. Generally what I do is I will take the music that was featured at that party, and where it may, in many cases, what used to happen was the winners would get played on the demo scene radios, and the rest of the stuff would fall by the wayside, which is really a shame, because sometimes
things get forgotten about, don't they?
Yeah, and sometimes the stuff that didn't catch your ear, or in the case of demos, your eye when you were at the party, you might watch it a second time or hear it a second or third time later, and think, wow, that's a much better tune. So I try to do that with my shows. I try to play other things that maybe were more at the bottom of the pile, or, well, not necessarily. I do have an ambient noise show, which I have to keep that kind of short. As you can imagine, ambient noise isn't for everyone.
No, I understand there's quite a lot of Uvantum fans hanging around on that channel as well. So.
We do have an interesting assortment of folks in the IRC channel. And again, it's an IRC channel. During shows, we actually often take live requests from folks.
Oh, of course. And what's the address of the IRC channel?
It is on FNet, unfortunately.
Who put it there?
But it is the SceneSat, SCENESAT. And I would say that in Finnish letters if my pronunciation was better. Along those same lines, very soon we will have a interesting release from SceneSat Radio that will kind of revolutionize demo scene and scene music radio and podcasts. We're very excited about it, and I wish we could say that it was being released at this party, but it's not quite ready.
This is going to be a demo?
It's not a demo. It is a tool that you will be able to enjoy the shows much more.
It's already cut to the...
Okay.
I'm going to just leave it there. It's going to be an exciting thing, and you need to check it out when it comes out.
I look forward to that. So yeah, there's other stuff that's going to be on over the course of the party, I guess. There's going to be a rave, I believe. Who's DJing that this year? You know?
As I remember, GR is involved with that.
GR's doing it, okay.
Yes. I'm not sure if Posse is involved or not this year, but I know GR is.
Yeah, so if anybody in the arena just wants to go mental, then you can go down to that. There's other things to take into account. I mean, obviously people are going to be here for the next 3 days, and a lot of people get carried away with playing games for a little bit too long. Get some sunshine, eat a variety of food, and there's going to be showers available at certain times. I think there's certain times they're available for girls, and other times they're available for boys. But yeah, make sure you just try and be a bit healthy, because every year you see people coming out, and it's like the living dead walking out of the building, and people smell. So yeah, keep yourself healthy while you're here. There's a huge variety of food to eat. So as long as you eat with variation, everything should be good. Yeah, it's your first time in Helsinki.
Yes.
I believe you've been around the town already.
Yes, the town has been shown to me, and I must say it's an impressive town.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last bit of the town, but I think it was very good.
This truck? You were there? I wasn't.
I was there for part of it, and then I dropped him off with Uncle X and Suntesi, and Leia came by, and after that I left him in their hands, and I went off to do server work.
Well, I had a very good first impression of Helsinki, and I'm looking forward to stay here for a bit.
Yeah, it's my 6th assembly now, but I always make a point of going into town at some point. Yeah, anyone who's in the arena, you don't want to just fly here from somewhere and then spend 3 days in Hartwall Arena and then go home again. Go out and see the city. Yeah, what else? The scene booth. I just want to make it clear that if anyone's got any interest in anything they see in any of the compost studios, you want to get involved. If you want to work as a programmer, a graphics artist, a musician, you don't know where to start, or you need to find yourself a group, go to the scene booth. Mr. Truck will be here. You're saying Little Bitched will be down, and
I'm saying that a variety of sceners will be popping by at various times. When I'm there, I'm pretty easy to find. I wear a towel and I have a hat.
yeah,
And
no one else wears a towel and a hat at the same time.
pretty much.
I occasionally am seen wearing a towel or a hat.
Yes, but not both at the same time.
No, but
Also, you know, there are not all that many sceners that you see who have quite as much gray hair as I do, which is all fake. And
isn't steel entirely grey? Right?
yes, actually it's white now.
Yeah.
So
It's like emulsion head, or something.
there will be people who are younger sceners, and various folks there who do speak Finnish, or if you happen to be from Sweden or from one of the areas of Finland that speaks Swedish, there are folks there who will also speak your native tongue.
Yeah, I'll be hanging around the scene booth as well. If you see any of us wandering around, just if you want to chat about the demo scene, I think Oki, you're a long old time scener, aren't you? So.
Yes, although people still consider me to be a newbie because I've never demo scened on the Amiga. So I'm a PC scener, but I've been
Never
15 years.
scened on the Amiga.
No,
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years deep. Started on PC back when it was like new and hip.
I started on the Atari ST, man.
I'm sorry, I'm just such a new schooler.
Still basic.
But yes, no, I've seen my fair share of demos. So you can ask me anything, and I have probably trivia about it as well.
You were even released an Amiga demo at one point at TUM.
I participated in an Amiga
you
demo.
did.
Yes. That was a mod I made. So, but it was played incorrectly. So I'm not sure how much that
Well,
counts.
it doesn't really matter.
Played it incorrectly.
Yeah, the replayer didn't understand my mod, and then it ended up sounding like rubbish. But it was okay.
A
Don't
mod,
worry.
a mod.
It was a very bad Amiga demo to begin with. So
All right. We won't talk about that one anymore. I've been involved in some pretty bad releases myself, but incidentally, I am sort of working on a release for the 64K intro this year. I don't know whether we're going to finish it yet, but I'm not going to say any more about that or mention which one it is because I don't want to influence any voting. Because if I said it was me, then we'd come last.
Yours is the Fairlight one, right?
Panic Room 2.
Yeah. I'm in Fairlight.
All the Brits are in Fairlight, don't you know?
Yeah. All the Brits except Reed, who everyone thinks is British.
Yeah, he kind of is.
Sana, we haven't asked you any questions.
It's okay.
Okay.
I don't know that much about the scene.
Oh, well, I can fill you in.
Thank you.
Go on then.
The demo scene originated back long ago.
Early
with-
80s, mid 80s.
Well, maybe the 70s, and some influences are there from the 60s, and some folks say that, these films from the 1930s actually were involved. But
John Logie Baird, wasn't it?
truthfully, any place where you had people who had a computer and were interested in just making something for fun. Generally, when you were, your younger guys who were 11, 12 years old, they wanted to do something saying, Slayer is great, okay? And that was fun for a while. In fact, it's still fun. That's part of the joy of doing this, getting your name out there and saying that you're better than everybody else. And being able to back that up is also fun. What's not fun is when somebody comes and trounces you with something else that's better, and then you have to go and beat them. That's one area of it. Then there are other areas of just being artistic and making music or drawing or just doing. If you happen to be a math person,
In the old days, without the internet, you had people who were just swappers. You
Yes.
just travel the country with floppy disks and post things around.
And it was very important for modem traders as well, because we had to actually take the releases that somebody would create and get them to other people. It was this whole underground network of delivery of things.
And mailing it out, and then only mailing the inside of a floppy disk, because it was lighter than the floppy. So you can just put like the disk in an
never went that
envelope and you
far.
send it. Yeah, you send it, and then you hope that the guy that gets it puts it back in the thing, and then hope it still works.
I had a mod
Usually it
buddy.
didn't, but it was actually worth it to try. It was a lot cheaper than sending floppies.
There were many ways that people kind of finagled the system in order to make sure that they were able to afford to do this. And there are many interesting stories that folks can give, which we won't go into here. Yeah, the demo scene, despite the fact that it always generally uses computers, is really a social event or a social thing. It is about people talking to each other and doing things. When sceners get together, generally an idea comes out of that. Hey, we should do this. Sometimes it gets a little out of hand, but sometimes it doesn't, and as a result of that, things get actually produced, like, well, Panic Room or
Rob is jarig.
Rob is jarig.
Life Force. Just
Um,
gonna list good demos now.
Yeah, well,
Take some time.
we could list some other interesting demos that perhaps people are not so fond of, such as, well, there was Tribute to Nosfa. That was a big hit with the Atari sceners.
Was it Robbie's Yarig?
Yes.
If that, I guess, I take it that's not being released here. But I'm
Oh,
sure
you
I'm
never
gonna
know.
try.
You never know. Rob is Yarig is a birthday demo, which was made for Rob.
It's been
of
going
our
on
day.
too long.
Okay.
No, it's not actually. It's actually 10 years old.
Yeah.
Rob
It won a
turned
vote.
29 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So.
So he was given this present as a birthday present.
When you
Yarig-
turn 19.
Pronounce it correctly, because I can't pronounce Dutch.
Jarig. It's basically the demo is called Rob is having his birthday. The guy was turning 19. A friend of his made a demo for fun, and then they started releasing it at every party they went to. Or actually, we did. So the whole Dutch scene, kind of everywhere we went, and then under different names. And every competition it would be played, and people got sick of it so bad. And then we had the thing going that the creator Ila from Aardbei was like, if the demo ever wins a demo party, we'll stop submitting it. And last year at Evoke, we actually won. But because of a clerical error, we're still allowed to release it because it was a different version. But no, this is an ongoing joke that lots of people hate. So
There are many jokes. The fun part is having a joke. The people that are sick of it eventually
if
get
you just do it
tired
enough, enough times, something gets funny again. That's basically what the demo scene is about.
Yes.
If anybody just shouts the word "hello" in the arena,
Oh, yes.
then yeah, you'll get a response from that. But yeah, just going back to the old days, I remember the disc mag Grapevine.
Yes.
It was an Amiga demo magazine, but it was on disc, and it had I sort of met a mod buddy through it. I won't mention his name. I can't really remember, but I used to send mod files to him by snail mail every couple of months, and then he'd reply with his own. And I just remember his music was, well, pretty awful, but the samples, he had some really good sample discs. So I just always reply saying, "Yeah, it's great. Send me more," and then just get the mod file, steal all the samples, and then just put that in my own productions. But,
That's what you did. There's nothing wrong in borrowing another
no.
man's samples, as long as you give good credit. It's
Well, I didn't know where they're from really, so I couldn't really credit them apart from off someone who mailed me. So,
fair enough.
That was good enough. Then you could go back and say, "Hey, I got them from him," and then they could bitch at that guy.
yeah, well, I don't know if we're running out of time or not. It's it's all interesting stuff, but do we have longer? Okay, we can go on. The demo scene, it took a bit of a hit. I think it's about 97, 98 when 3D graphics cards came out.
Yeah.
Because everyone was struggling, they just didn't know what to do. Because for years we'd been using computers without 3D hardware, and we were trying to program kind of rasterizers, trying to draw all these amazing 3D graphics with no extra hardware to do it. And then one day, I think 3DFX came out with it first and brought this card you could stick in your PC, which basically did what Demo Scene has been doing for years. And I think people got stuck with it. But seem to remember, I think one of the first demos that really started using that, remember, was it Tesla by Sunflower?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome
It was,
demo.
I think the Party 98 in Denmark was the first competition to actually have an accelerated graphics competition. Next to the normal demo competition was still software. They had an extra competition for the hardware accelerated demos, I think.
Yeah, those are the days. I think now, if you want to do a software-only demo, it counts as a wild entry or something. Or I think old school. I think it's old
I
school.
think it goes in the well. It here, it depends on the age of the machine. Obviously, a 3DFX card is probably considered new school. But if it's a well, this year the Gravis Ultrasound is allowed in the old school music competition. Previous years, it has not been.
The thing with the card is like, it was 14 years old or something.
Well, yeah, but
So that's kind of old school. I mean,
It
it's not
is,
really
but
weird.
the thing was, it was like released in '91, except that it actually wasn't out until '92. You know how, in the demo scene, some people get pedantic, and they say, "Well, you can't have this because of little tidbit rule number 452." So, you know, there was a lot of controversy with some people that no, you just cannot have a Gus in a Pentium, and I don't think Pentiums are allowed, competing against a VIC-20, because folks won't understand that the VIC-20, which is an amazing machine, but is really, really old and has really, really huge pixels, and
Like
a really
fists on that screen.
yeah, a really slow processor. You know, doing amazing stuff on it like 3D is really amazing. But if you put that up against a 3D card, and you know, most of us go, yeah, you know what, the 3D card just really does look a lot better.
Doesn't it have
Except that it's
one-bit
not,
sound
because it's
or
not a
something
VIC-20.
silly
Might
like that,
actually, in this day and age where it's all hip to have like old school graphics, you might actually win with the VIC-20 because it looks so retro and hip and trendy. Just use neon colors and have it tracked. It kind of resembles Blockhouse. You're pretty much set.
There are so many different ways of winning or creating things that people will enjoy. And then, of course, there are some folks that intentionally go against that, which is fun too.
Part of the game.
Yes. It's all a big game. It's all a big game of having fun and making things and having fun with your friends. That's why we do it.
So I know.
Well, if you want to know more about that, by all means, go to the scene booth. I'll be there sometimes. Mr. Truck will be there quite a lot, and there'll always be someone manning the booth there who can give you all the information you want. Anyway, I think we can probably wrap up now. So first of all, Truck, thank you for coming onto the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Oki and Sana. We're going to go back to the stream now, and so thank you for watching. We'll be probably back later on with, I think the next show is the
Opening ceremony.
The opening ceremony.
I
Yeah,
think
we'll be
that's
back with the
next
opening.
live, so.
Yeah, so there'll be the opening ceremony. I think Abyss will be on the stage for that. So stay tuned for that. I think that's 6 o'clock, isn't it?
6:30. I think.
6:30. I should read the timetable. But anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Assembly TV.